Okay, welcome back. This is the spring edition of the Washington Demon Media Availability, I guess, series we can call this. We did this in the fall and in the winter as well. And we're kicking off spring, previewing all the spring sports, talking to some athletes and coaches from the Demon Spring Sports. We're starting with the Washington girls track team. We got 4 athletes and the head coach right here. First of all, I'm going to ask you guys, I know some of you have done these media availabilities before, so I'm going to do the same thing as usual to start. Can you just say your first and last names into the mic? And then I'll ask one of I have some fun questions for the end. I'll ask one of them right now just to get things rolling. So your first and last name, and then if you have one, your favorite pre-race or pre-event snack. What are you having right before you start a race? Hard-hitting ones off the bat.
Do I go?
Yep.
My name's Taylor Mix. We're all seniors here at Washington High School, and my favorite pre-race snack is probably dates and peanut butter.
My name's Iris Dahl, and my favorite pre-race snack is probably my inhaler because I don't eat before a race.
I'm Leighton Salazar, and I'll probably go with Cheez-Its.
I'm Leighton Messenger, and I would say, like a Gatorade.
And I'm Coach Stephanie Haworth.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming first and foremost. So I'll start with this, kind of the recent track results, and you guys can each go one by one, give your own perspective, and Coach, if you want to weigh in here as well. I know you guys have done a few indoor meets, kind of an indoor-outdoor one. I know at Central College just over the weekend. Just how have things gone? How kind of prepared do you guys feel now to turn around and get the outdoor season started here?
Kenny, you want to go?
No, you got
I didn't even run.
I feel like we're looking pretty strong as a team. This year, we have a lot of young girls. We're we're the only seniors, and there's not many juniors at all. But all the young girls are just stepping up, and they're not afraid to work hard, and they're not complaining, which we usually see a lot of complaining. And we're usually part of the complaining, but I feel like this year we have not complained, and we just have a great mindset going into it. And I think that's giving us a good outlook on the outdoor season.
I think that we're really strong, in the 4s, and with that you can go up or down. Like Haworth always says, you can, you have 200 runners and 800 runners and all that. So I think that we're really strong there. And yeah, we have a young team, but I think that we have a lot of growth that can happen this year. And yeah, I'm really excited to see.
Yep, Leighton pretty much hit the nail on the head. Like I always say, we're really strong in the 4s right now. Our 4x4 just went out and ran a 4:12 on Saturday, which was the same time we got it into state with. Iris ran a 4:54 in the 1500 at Iowa State, which was 5 seconds off her school record. Leighton over here had a PR in the open 1 on Saturday, a huge PR in the high jump. So we're definitely well ahead of where we usually are at this point in the season. And I expect the freshmen to kind of fill in some of those gaps as well. And once we get on the outdoor and see a full meet lineup, I'm really excited to see where everybody falls into the picture.
Yeah, Leighton, I was going to ask, high jump, you got first at Central College. I know you're good at the hurdles as well, but high jump, a thing you've kind of improved on. Is that something you're hoping to get a lot of good results in this year?
Yeah, it's usually kind of the event I focus on the least, I feel like, but I don't know. I'm a little inconsistent with it, but it is something that I think I want to focus on a little bit more this year, kind of practice that a little bit more. And yeah, it felt good to finally PR in that event. So yeah, hopefully we can carry that over in the next one.
Coach, I know they've just kind of talked about, and you as well, having a younger team, but you've got, 4 seniors here. Have you kind of tried to maybe challenge them leadership wise and, seeing them kind of lead this team from an athlete perspective, obviously along with your own leadership as well?
Yeah, so most of these girls have ran at state or several years now in multiple events. So they are the main leaders of our team. We have a big sister, little sister program. So we assign all of our returning runners, it's usually upperclassmen, but we have so many freshmen or newcomers that we had to go clear on to sophomores to be a big sister to kind of help lead the little sisters, the newcomers, to help them out throughout the season with little questions, anything they can do to help encourage them, build them up throughout the meet or throughout a practice, any little thing like that, just to be good leaders and help everybody.
Just this could be for any of you guys, but on that, kind of big sister, little sister program, what is that like for you guys? Maybe what different things do you kind of do within that? And I know you talked about you guys feel like you have a good team culture, but how does that, maybe foster that culture even further with helping out the younger athletes?
I think it's good. My little sister is Parker Coleman. She's a freshman. She was from Mount Pleasant before, and so it's her first year at the school. And she has some friends, like some freshman friends, but she doesn't really know a lot of other people. She's running some new events this year, but I think she's like really liking them, and she's looking really good. And I'm just loving working with like someone I wouldn't probably assume to work with before, and I just think it makes like you have connections that you weren't willing to reach out for before.
And has she been fully indoctrinated over to Washington, all the Mount Pleasant?
Oh yeah.
Out of the way. I was going to ask about that actually because I wasn't here last spring, so forgive me if my research was wrong on this, but I believe it was a close team score between you guys and Mount Pleasant at conference last year. They won that one. How hungry are you guys to maybe take that back this season, especially in your senior year?
I feel like we're pretty hungry to take that back. We're always hungry to win, but yeah.
Yeah, last year it came down to the 4x4.
Yeah.
I mean, we had a couple things go our way, a couple things didn't go our way. We had some injuries throughout the season. It definitely was a close race. We definitely won it back this year for sure. I know they also won medals at state this year, just missed it at a couple events. So they've been working really hard, especially this group right here, to accomplish their goals this season.
And for all you, when you kind of look back to last season, is there any other moments that maybe stand out for you, whether it's an individual meet, an individual event, just something you're trying to improve the most on this year? What does your mind maybe go to for any of you guys with that? Just whether it's one event or maybe a meet that didn't go your way last year, you're doing this year that you want to improve upon. Maybe it's state. I guess where are you looking to improve the most this season?
When I think about that, I kind of think about state qualifying. It was a kind of roller coaster for us. We kind of had to have like a regrouping in the middle of it and just reshift our focus on our goals and everything. And after that, I think there was a lot of good things that happened, and sometimes that happens, and so but I think that, like Haworth said, we have a lot of events that could definitely compete at state and maybe score points too. So yeah.
Anyone else got any?
I feel like this year I've been trying to shift my mindset into having more fun instead of just taking it so seriously that you're just not having fun, because that's the most important thing to me, I guess, is having fun with the sport.
I remember you said a similar thing across country.
Fun lover.
Do you have one as well, Taylor? Or was it...
Well, I guess I don't know. I guess every year I want to also have fun in my throwing event, I guess. I do kind of take it seriously in the fact that I don't ever do as well in the end as I want to, but hopefully this year I can. And if I don't, it's okay, because I like doing it, so it's fun.
I'm just kind of curious, in terms of, you have these indoor meets, obviously you want to do well and get a good result at any meet, but how do you kind of balance that with knowing, you have a long outdoor season ahead too, you don't want to burn out too early? Just maybe how'd you guys try to find that this year? And, kind of along the lines of an earlier question, but just how ready do you feel to, launch into outdoors? Maybe where are some of those biggest differences, from competing indoor to then taking it outside?
I think that we kind of sometimes we see it as a glorified practice,
Yeah.
It's just a good way to get the season going. And I feel like all of us are really ready for outdoor season too. So, but I think we saw a lot of good things too in the indoor meets that we can definitely transfer over to outdoor.
It's nice when you can get a medal at a glorified practice.
Yeah, true.
And Coach, obviously you've got 4 really talented athletes here, but you mentioned some of the youngsters on this team. Also, maybe are you just excited about, looking forward to seeing whether it's some of these newcomers just getting their first taste of track, or just who else you look forward to seeing some of these events?
Yeah, we have 2 sophomores that were at state with us last year, Lauren Derhoda and Jazvia. I expect that they've looked really good in practice so far and stepped up and running a lot faster. Brynlee Flynn, Emma Horrock, they're looking really strong as well. Lily Magnafrau, Clea Gertis. I think they'll definitely all factor in. I know I'm missing a couple people, but they'll definitely all factor into different points and different relays for us this season. So it'll be fun to see where everybody fits in.
You guys kind of talked about it too, but I feel like I've even noticed just in my prep and stuff, it just feels like a strong, whether it's girls team, boys team, a really strong like track culture here, running culture at Washington. Can you guys speak on any of that? Maybe what kind of creates that, and just why it seems like there is that kind of strong culture around running and having competitive track teams year after year.
Probably Steve Roth and the LGD. Like everywhere you go, you see like an LGD somewhere. Like I feel like that. Like no. Okay, do you go in any other town and see like a brand name? Like
It's LGD.
we just have that. I don't know. Something does feel different about like track compared to any other sports. Like it's like not. It feels like it's not just at the track. It's like wherever you go, it feels like trackified somehow.
Yeah, I think like we work really hard in practice and we're pushed, but that obviously like creates, I think, a kind of bond between everyone. We're all going through it, and we all want the best for each other too. So I think that definitely creates a strong culture.
Doubt about it. Okay, well I have some fun, a few fun ones for you guys on that note. I asked the pre-race snack one, so you guys can debate this amongst yourselves, and Coach, you can feel free to weigh in too.
Okay.
Funniest on the team. Oh wow,
Good question.
that was an easy one. And then my other one was who gets the aux, either whether it's on the bus or maybe pre-race.
Should
Yep.
you?
It's the LGD. That's the LGD way, I guess. And just kind of my final one, just that, I mean, anything I missed, anything you guys are just looking forward to this season? Maybe it's another meet down the road. Obviously, this Thursday coming up, there's a big one. So, just any other things you're looking forward to with this season that I missed you want to share? Things on the track or just doing it with each other?
We're looking forward to seeing everyone at our meets.
True. Show up.
Yeah, just have fun with our team, and just have a good season.
I'll ask actually this one too. I know Iris, Layton, some of you've all been to state before. Is there any pressure you feel to get back there, or is it just kind of one meet at a time that's far off in the future? And that you put in the work, you'll get there. Just how do you kind of deal with that, and knowing you want to improve on that performance, but also enjoy your season, not put too much pressure on that?
I feel like it's a hard balance. Like you always put pressure on yourself, but I feel like there's a fine line where you can just like put pressure on yourself like right before you're racing, and just like, I don't know, get into it while you're racing, but then have fun with it all the other times, I guess.
Yeah, I think if you take it too seriously, like that's how burnouts happen a lot. But I think just being confident in yourself and your training, having the support from your team and coaches and all that stuff, and just knowing like working hard now is going to pay off in the future. So I feel like, especially like with the state experience for all of us, it just kind of lights a fire underneath. I feel like you always want to do better than you did last year or the previous year at state. So.
And also the thing is, like, after 4 years, like, we know that, yes, state seems far, but, like, it really isn't. So it's always kind of, like, a constant thing in your mind, like, where do I want to be at the end? And then, like, oh, that's not that far. Like, you got to work hard now. And it kind of, like, it's a really good push, honestly, how short the season is. So, yeah.
It's up fast. Coach, any final thoughts from you?
Yeah, it's just kind of what we talked about today. We're a third of the way through the season, so we make SMART goals throughout the season. And like, what are some mid-season goals that you want to have, and then what goals do you want to have by the end of the season? And we can reassess as needed, but just kind of break it down so bit by bit, so it's not so overwhelming when you look at the big goal. So just keep working hard each and every day, and they have fun together, and that's what keeps it fun.
Trying to keep it fun this season, trying to have a good season. The Washington girls track team, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
you.
Thank you.